Welcome to GabTalks, where we provide tools, tips, and techniques to help your life and business be easier, better, and faster. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I'm Gabriella, and this is GabTalks Success Tips from Experts. Today, I am bringing to you an absolutely incredible woman that has had such an interesting story. She had a very unfortunate situation that she took charge of and did not let it get her down, and really turned everything around and became an phenomenal expert in her space. So today I am bringing to you Molly Welch. Hi, Molly. How are you?
Hello, I'm well. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me today to share about your story, your background and expertise so others can learn from you. So Molly, let's go ahead and jump right in and share with our audience about your general expertise.
All right, well, I was in a car wreck. I went head on with a pickup truck 14 years ago, and I created a Second Later, which is a nonprofit motivational speaking company where I go and educate others on the dangers of distracted driving. And I inspire people and help them to become the best that they can be.
Yeah. And I met you online in networking circles. And when I heard your story, I was just blown away at what happened and how tragically close you came to not even making it, and what you have accomplished in those 14 years since that happened. Will you share with our audience about your background and a little bit more about your story?
Well, sure. I was coming back from Auburn, or from Atlanta to Auburn, and I drove head on with the pickup truck and sustained traumatic brain injury. And I went through years of therapy and um, went back to Auburn and I got help graduating, and I still go to therapy, but today, but I've talked on TEDx Emory to
Mhm.
the legislation of Georgia, to many high schools and driving schools, and also businesses and nonprofits. I just want to keep on spreading my message about not giving up to everyone.
Yeah. Was it you that was distracted or the other driver that was distracted?
I was I was a journalism major, so I was on my tape recorder, and I must have dropped it, reached back down to pick it up, because I don't remember the accident itself months before, but the entire thing was recorded on tape.
Whoa, on audio.
Mhm.
Wow. And that doesn't happen very often. That's incredible. You guys, can you imagine one moment? That's why your nonprofit is called A Second Later. One moment and distraction can change the entire course of your life. You were a college student, junior, I think you said, and it just you dropped the thing, and one moment later, that's incredible. So one of the things we talk about in these interviews is inspiration and influence. And I think it's important for our audience and business owners, entrepreneurs, sales folks to know that people from all sorts of background have very interesting influences that help them get to where they are. And I would love for you to share about yours. You mentioned a book that really was very influential on you.
Yes, I read the book On Fire by John O'Leary, and it was about a child who got 99% of his body burned, and how he overcame that and kept going on, and it just brought a positive outlook to me. And I thought, if he can do it, then so can I.
Absolutely. And, as entrepreneurs, we hit walls all the time that we feel like are insurmountable and hard to overcome. And Molly, if you can overcome what happened to you and this young fellow, 99% of his body burn can overcome, I think we also have it in us to be able to do so, wouldn't you say?
Mhm.
It's probably part of the motivational speaking that you do when you speak to the schools and the businesses.
Yes. I touch on the accident itself, all the therapy that I had to go through, and then I talk about how I overcame that and how to not drive distracted.
Yeah, that's incredible. Hello, hello, awesome listener. Thank you so much for joining us today at GabTalks Success Tips from Experts. We're going to take a short break and say thank you to our sponsors. It is through the generous support of these sponsors that we are able to bring to you these amazing experts that are sharing their best tips for your success. So please listen to what our sponsors have to say, and hopefully they're going to inspire you that you're going to click their links and go support them.
Ever wish you had a generous, wealthy uncle? Well, this Gab Talk sponsor may be the next best thing. If you've ever found yourself wishing some successful person would willingly invest their time, energy, and money in you to help you crawl out of the drudgery of your life, then this is your lucky day. Most people will ignore this. They'll think it's too good to be true. But if you'll pay attention, you may just discover that he is the guy. And as you might imagine, this is exactly why I've been asked not to reveal his identity. If I did, he would surely be overwhelmed by countless people sending in their sob stories in hopes of getting a handout. Well, he can't help everybody. He's not a charity. He's a business philanthropist, and he's made millions and would like to give back. He's willing to give a few total strangers a hand up. If you would like him to invest in you and you want more wealth, better health, and a drastically improved quality of life, simply click the link and tell him your story. Be honest. He'll see what he can do. I can't promise he's going to solve all of your problems, but he will make you this promise. If you have the courage to tell your story, he'll read every word and give you a valuable gift just for doing so. So go ahead. What are you waiting for? Click the link and share your story.
You've all heard, and you know how powerful it is to send thank you cards, notes of appreciation, and gifts that build and maintain relationships. However, writing and sending generic impersonal greetings and gifts one by one just is so overwhelming and takes so much time. Not to mention, these days, who wants to deal with lines at the post office, running out of stamps, or having to print stamps yourself? And then there's the embarrassment of missing an important date altogether. Yikes. So what can you do? If you go to marketyourbiz.guru, you will be able to get help with your greetings and gifts that are printed, stamped, stuffed, and mailed automatically for you. Make sure that you tell them Gabriella sent you. So if you could go back to your 21-year-old self, besides telling yourself not to drive distracted, what one piece of advice do you think that you would give yourself?
Just, I guess, keep fighting with, use everything in your body to keep going.
That's awesome. Because here's the thing, even if we don't have a major life-changing situation, we still, again, come across things that sometimes feels insurmountable, and they're not. And if we do exactly what you just said and keep fighting, we too can reach levels of success. I'm super impressed with what you have accomplished in this time. And if you can do it, so can we, right?
Thanks.
So do you have any tips that you would like to share with our audience to help them reach success and expertise in their own endeavors and careers?
Well, I got one quote from that book on fire that I use so often. And it's, you can't change what happens to you, but you can change how you respond.
Mm,
And I love that. And you have to be accountable for your own life.
absolutely. What other tips would you share with our audience for their efforts to reach success?
No matter how big or small the problem is, there's always someone to help you. And everything will be all right in the end. And if it's not all right, then it's not the end.
That's incredible. When you are up on stage or in the Zoom world on stage talking to these businesses, is there a number one key thing that you share with the audience?
Just basically the quote that I gave you. If you can't change what happens to you, but you can change how you respond. So I want them to take that advice with them, because you can't help what affects you, but you can help what you do with it.
Right. So, Molly, how can people reach out to you? Because I think many people need to bring you into their workplace and their schools and bring your message to their audiences. How would they find you?
They can either look on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter and just go to a second later, or they can go to asecondlater.com.
Normally, we tell people they don't need to spell that out, but I want to make sure that everyone knows exactly how to find Molly, and the links will be down below. So make sure you click it. It is the word A, and then the word second, SECOND, and then later, LATER.com. You can find her on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn by searching that. You can also go to the website, asecondlater.com. Is that correct?
Hmm?
And that is a nonprofit, is that correct?
Correct. It's a 501c3.
So normally we ask our guests what their offer is to our audience, but today I'm going to ask if you can share with our audience how they can support your work and support your effort to get the message out there.
Well, they can either go on my website and donate to a second later, or they can buy car magnets. They say, please keep your eyes on the road, and they're just to bring attention to other drivers
Mhm.
about focusing on the road.
Right.
And so they're extremely helpful.
Awesome. So you guys go to the website, go get yourself a car magnet, because then you're going to support Molly's nonprofit and you're going to help her get the message out so that everybody knows the importance of keeping your eye on the road. Because if you don't, 1 second later can completely change your life. You can also click to donate. There's also a commercial that she's recorded, as well as a recording of her story on what happened. And if you or anyone you know thinks that having Molly in your space to speak to your audience, please contact her and bring her in. She is really, really smart, knows what she's doing, and it's such an important conversation to have. It is probably one of the things that none of us think about, but all of us do. So please, let's support Molly in what she's doing. Click the links below, reach out to her, and donate, buy a car magnet. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the reminders so that you find out when our next episode is airing. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We hope you got value today. We want to give a huge shout out of gratitude to our contributors. Please make sure you click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click the bell up above to get reminders when we add new content.